Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I'm very grateful to be here on Zoom. I'm looking forward to being there in person next weekend. So we begin. You know, over the years, I have become more and more aware of the divine gift of grace. Grace calls me. Yes, it's sometimes with a very gentle whisper. And then it's sometimes with that shocking wake-up call. And I'll admit it, sometimes I may not be awake to hear it. And I don't mean that I'm asleep physically. You know, we make a choice to be the grateful receiver. And in so doing, when we share gentleness and patience and generosity, we are accepting that gift of grace within us. And then I can recognize and I can acknowledge the love and the creativity that I am offered every day. And I am here to share every day. With my increased awareness of grace, I've accepted a much deeper commitment to the call for mindfulness. Mindfulness is part of our daily journey. It is something that we must call to our attention, acknowledging the importance of being attuned to our feelings, releasing ego criticism and judgment, letting go of doubt and fear. And to do so, it's not always an easy task, and I'll admit it. However, the more I practice it, the easier it is. Yes, I've learned that when I practice grace within myself, it is much easier for me to do so with others. Doing so has also taught me how often I take life in the material world too seriously. And I'm giving myself permission to recognize that everything, how I perceive it, good, bad, or ugly, everything is an opportunity, not a dire occurrence, not a fearful situation, but an opportunity. An opportunity that can, yes, frequently give me a good laugh. Will do better than a temper tantrum, or sometimes even a serious broken down cry. Frederick Buechner, author and poet, actually said, the grace of God means something like, here is your life. You might never have been, but you are, because the party wouldn't have been complete without you. So take a look around you on Zoom. Take a look around you in the room. Give yourself permission to understand you are a part of that party. And you recognize the call to be here. There is a divine order, a divine direction. You know, grace calls us, each and every one of us. And remember, we are not human beings on a spiritual journey. We are spiritual beings on a human journey. And you and I, have accepted the invitation to the party. I believe that our willingness to accept grace in our daily life shares a much different perspective on our human experience. I was very grateful the other day to run across a quote by Lowell Fillmore, the son of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. He said, remember that the grace of God is God's love in action. God's grace is unlimited. And so that wonderful words can describe it. Scarcely. We can use such words as mercy, forgiveness, compassion, goodwill, kindness, inspiration, and generosity to describe God's grace, but they are hardly adequate to cover the fullness of its meaning. This is something that Lowell said actually in 1956. Remember, those of you with Interfaith community, how I said life is our song, how that vibration goes out. From my perception, his song is still being heard. And that's why I wanted to share it. But I have to ask myself and each of you, do we truly understand the richness of God's grace? Do we understand that God's grace is constant and enduring? Reverend Neil so beautifully shared that in his prayer. But do we understand? Do we stand under that grace? Paul Zoll, in his book, Grace in Practice, said, grace is love that seeks you out when you have nothing to give in return. Grace is love coming at you that has nothing to do with you. Grace is being loved when you are unlovable. Have you ever felt unlovable? I gotta admit, there's been many times I have. And yes, I'm aware of it when I am. Doesn't mean that I consistently shifted, but what it does mean that God's grace is still sharing love with me. And if I give myself permission to be aware of that and accept that, I'm going to feel differently. Paula also said, the cliche definition of grace is unconditional love. It has nothing to do with my intrinsic qualities or so-called gifts, whatever they may be. It reflects a decision on the part of the giver, the one who loves, in relation to the receiver, the one who is loved. That negates any qualification the receiver may personally hold. So therefore, grace is a one-way love. Divine grace is consistent within us and has no requirement on our part. It has nothing to do with our material world behavior. It is unconditional acceptance. I'm going to repeat it again. It is one-way love. This says a lot about our human journey. Don't you agree? Think about it for a moment or two. How frequently have you received one-way love and unconditional love? Yes, from yourself, as well as from others. And indeed, from our God, the divine within. How frequently have you sincerely shared unconditional love? I believe that that one-way love has a very distinct energy and vibration, that it inspires us. As Lowell Fillmore said, it inspires us to share forgiveness, compassion, goodwill, kindness, inspiration, generosity, and more. Beautiful as grace may be, we tend to forget that it actually erases any requirement from us. I don't have to rise. I don't have to stand up. I don't have to feel lovable and beautiful. I still can receive that grace through my willingness to do so. It's not held back from me. Now, I know that sometimes we really do resist the gift. I mean, after all, who can trust? Who can trust or believe in something that in the world seems radically unbelievable? Oh, our ego does a happy dance. I tell you that idea that there is unconditional love, that we don't have to stand up, we don't have to measure up. We just have to be who we are. It relieves the pressure if we give ourselves permission. It forgives our seeming mistakes and errors and failures, and it replaces our fear with faith. It seems too good to be true. It's free. Yes, no payment necessary. Seems too good to be true. However, we may have trouble wrapping our arms around it. We may have trouble wrapping our minds about it. We have trouble recognizing and possibly understanding it. But the truth is, if we are yearning for peace of mind and an awareness of our true abundance, it will come when we are ready, because it's already been given. The gift is already there. I know sometimes that seems difficult. I know it seems challenging, but grace is constant. We have to take that deep breath in. We have to open our heart mind, and we have to say thank you. Be aware, be awake, embrace our true spirit, our unlimited good. We all have had times, and I accept that. I say we all have had times when we've been deeply changed because we said yes and took the first step in faith. Even if we do not understand or see the entire staircase, we took that first step. I'm not alone in that. I know you have. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're motivated by the gift of grace. But the greatest joy that we have in life is found through our acceptance of the guidance and the direction of grace. And then we step forward in faith, seeking to cooperate with that in every way. Divine love is present in everything we think, say, and do. We can take a quantum leap in our material world journey when we can accept that loving grace. 35 years ago, I was a very faithful volunteer at a church community. And every single Monday before I went to work, I would go in, unlock the door, and clean the bathrooms, and some other little things. Now, one Monday, the minister came in, and I thought, oh, he's going to have something for me to do. And he asked me, what is your purpose? I said, well, I'm here to be helpful. What do you want me to do? I still have some time. I can do it. Or I can come back after work if you like. He said, I am asking you, what is your purpose? I did not have an answer. I kept referring to what he wanted me to do. He looked at me and he said, Julianne, I want you to take some time off. I want you to stay away from our church. I want you to go within. I want you to ask, what is your purpose? And don't come back until you know. I was speechless. I left in tears. I skipped church the next week. I went up to the rim. I shouted out loud. I cried. And the next Sunday, I went to a different church. And after the service, of course, I didn't know anybody there. And the greeters were not what we're used to at Interfaith Community and at Unity of Payson. But I went into the bookstore and I saw A Course in Miracles. And I thought to myself, I could use a miracle. There were 3 books back then. I reached for the manual for teachers. The text fell on my foot. And I know some of you have heard this story, but it's a story. And it's the truth of what happened. I put the text back on the shelf and I opened volume 3. And what did I see? Who are God's teachers? And I'll quote it. A teacher of God is anyone who chooses to be one. His qualifications consist solely in this. Somewhere he has made a deliberate choice in which he did not see his interests as apart from someone else. Once he has done this, his road is established and his direction is sure. A light has entered the darkness. It may be a single light, but that is enough. He has entered an agreement with God, even if he does not yet believe in him. He has become a bringer of salvation. He has become a teacher of God. I bought the set of books. I attended my first Course in Miracles meeting that evening. 2 years later, I was ordained. I am grateful for the grace that guided me to this purpose. I am grateful for the years since that I have learned, taught, and shared, and learned, and learned, and learned. Yes, grace is a gift expressed uniquely to us and through us. And I ask that you release any thoughts that you have to do it all yourself. I didn't. You don't have to. Embrace your true spirit. Recognize you do not walk alone, and that grace is shared. Give thanks for what you have. Celebrate the gift of your creativity. Cherish the unique and wonderful expression of love and grace that you are. Allow yourself to celebrate your willingness to lovingly share your love with others. Your love. Yes, every living being in this present moment and in every moment to come, share your love. It is a one-way love. We gratefully accept the love and inspiration of our divine source. And when we do so, our heart is open wide. Can you think of 3 times that you felt God's grace? Can you give yourself permission to remember the joy and happiness of being divinely guided, divinely blessed in that moment? I suggest that later today, you write those moments down. Pick 3 of them. Be specific, be detailed, and share the feelings spiritually as well as physically, mentally, and emotionally. Write them down. Take a look at them. Allow yourself to review them and renew them within yourself. This is a very good practice. It affirms your open-minded willingness to continue your acceptance of grace and to share the blessings of grace. Now is the time that we affirm we are here to live authentically as spiritual beings sharing a human experience. Yes, in these interesting and challenging times. Remember, we are not here by accident. We have been called. We have been called to be truly helpful. So let us do so. every moment, centered in peace and love. Yes, life is grace. I can feel it. And so it is.
Thanks, Julianne. And as we prepare for meditation, we have our meditation song by Daniel Nehman, one of our favorites, Grace.
Finally I rest, no more guessing where I'm going. Finally I trust that the wind knows where it's blowing. You created heaven and earth long before my birth. The entire universe keeps turning. You hold every child in your arms, like the sky full of stars. And I know who you are. I'm learning. Grace, I can feel it. Grace, I can feel it. Moving through my soul, promising you'll never let me go. Finally I see every moment has its reason, simply meant to be, like the turning of the season. You created all with your hands. I need not understand the invisible plan. You're writing everywhere such infinite love, so much more than enough. It keeps lifting me up. I'm rising. Grace, I can feel it. Grace, I can feel it. Moving through my soul, promising you'll never let me go. Oh, great
Now we begin affirming the divine gift of grace within our spiritual self. Listen to your breath. Feel the breath. And if you are comfortable closing your eyes, please do. If not, focus on something, a nearby item, and gently settle in. Be comfortable. Be aware of your breathing. Slow and easy. Gently in and out. And now picture a beautiful morning. A beautiful morning where the sky is clear. There is a gentle, warm breeze. You feel comfortable. You are aware it is a perfect temperature for the day. You just breathe in the comfort, the beauty. And then you look up and you see this beautiful cloud. And all of a sudden, it opens and shares a gentle, warm rain. The water flows easily down on your head. Your head and your neck relax. You feel a physical comfort as that water moves gently down from your neck and shoulders. Your neck and your shoulders relax. The water flows over your arms. Your arms relax. The light rain flows over your back. You feel it relax. Now it gently flows over your chest, over your stomach, and you take in another deep breath. You feel your chest and your stomach relax. The water moves over your feet and your legs. You feel your legs relax. The beautiful rain gently touching, cleansing, refreshing your body. And feel the water slowly move off your body. That gentle rain has ceased, but that water moves into the earth. Your body is at ease. Your mind is peaceful. You take another deep breath and gently release. Visualize the clouds opening, parting gently, slowly. And there's a beautiful golden ray of light shining above you. And that light comes down ever so slowly, ever so gently, and touches the top of your head. Imagine the light gently entering your body. Feel every cell peacefully filled and gently energized. You are golden radiance. You are that golden light. Hold this image. See your entire body aglow. Each and every cell, every molecule of your being is feeling this golden light, this light energy of grace, a love shared. See the beauty of this light gently flowing through you into Mother Earth. See the beam of your light. See that beam of light within your heart. Take a deep breath in. And as you gently release it, send that beam of light to another person here with you physically, here with you on Zoom, here with you in your heart mind. Share that beam of light. As you do so, you see it gently enter their heart. And now that beam of light, it goes from their heart to another and to another. And yes, to another. And you see that golden light, those beams of light, the love of that light. You see it in the people with hands raised, sharing that light of grace with all living beings. We are all connected, radiant with the golden divine light and love from all that is. Feel the radiance of that golden light. Allow that grace to be a reunion. Allow that grace to be the oneness. Feel the energy of that golden light. Gratefully accept you are truly loved. Gratefully accept you are holy, loving. You are peace. Feel that love. Feel that peace. We gratefully bless each other. We are grateful to our brothers and sisters of Unity of Dixon and Interfaith community. And in that gratitude, slowly take in a deep breath. Slowly let it out. And take in another. Feel that breath. Release it. Let it go. And when you are openly ready, open your eyes and be here now. I thank you for sharing your love, your peace, and your grace.
And I always take a nice deep breath in case you were going with that. Or in case anyone in the back couldn't hear that, take a nice deep breath and move on. Thank you, Rev Julianne. And so now is the time for our offering. Unity of Faith appreciates all the support as we support the larger community, and especially the Methodist Church here graciously allows us to meet here. And as I listen here, I have a Tory song. And for those of you that are online, the slides are on how to give. And for Unity of Faith, button. And we also have texting go live link. And you can also go to Interfaith, and you can donate that way. Here in person, we'll be passing the basket. And so let's call to mind the whole idea of grace and living in compassion. And let's say our affirmation together.
Please note, we have a lot of reverb. Please note, we have a lot of reverb coming in. Please note, we have a lot of reverb coming in, so we can't hear it well. So everyone mute, please.
Okay. And we have the offertory song is Grace Got You, Mercy Me. So Mary Ann, you can come on forward. That's a new one. I can't even listen. I can't listen to all the words quite that fast. But so we're grateful for the gifts and the givers as these move out into the larger community. And so let's say our dedication of offering. Divine love through us blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we do, and all that we receive. We are abundantly prosperous and we give thanks. Thanks. Okay, this is connection time, Neil. If you'll be in charge of rotating the camera.
Betty asked everybody to turn on their video, if you will.
Okay, if everyone online can quickly turn on your video and wave so we can see everybody online. What a big group. It's so great to see everybody's shining face online, along with all the Interfaith community group. And then here in person, Neil, are you going to be turning?
Spotlight this, take the gallery off.
The little camera, when it comes around, I think it has to go the other direction. To go over.
Hello, Marilyn. There's my sister, Marilyn. Hello, my sister, Marilyn. I don't know if she hears me. Hi, Sue.
Go slow, go slow.
That was a very quick pass. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Julie.
I have to see if the camera has a different speed rate. Right now, it has a button to go or no go. Sort of like sometimes us in our life. So
I can see my
so
daughter and I can see my sister. This is Ellie talking.
it's
I'm
always
so
great to see
excited to
everybody.
see my daughter and my sister both. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. Thank you for the greeting. And we need to finish up our service now. So everyone else online, if they could remute right now.
All right.
And then after service, you can all unmute and give all of your greetings to each other. So as we move on, we have our usual announcements. And next month, we start with a new theme. And the theme is integrity. So that's a big subject that we will be looking at. So that'll be interesting to hear you speak on that. And I know that Reverend Julianne is going to be speaking next Sunday. And and I think she's going to try and be here in person. And the talk title will be The Power of Our Words. And so now we're going to go through a few of the announcements, but we usually have lots going on. So be sure to look at your Monday email for specific times and contact and all of that. But we have our morning cafe Monday through Saturday at 9:30. We have the Qigong and Tai Chi moving meditation with Teresa Sunday and Wednesdays at 4:30 p.m. We have cards and games in person at Kay's every Thursday at 1. These other ones are online. And then the next gathering is at Kay's. That's the second Sunday at 1 o'clock. And that'll be on September 11th. And I believe that she is going to be doing a Salfagio chime meditation. So if anybody's interested or hasn't experienced that before, that's what's on her agenda. And then, of course, we always have organic gardening at Shanti Olmsted. And so you can see Ram afterwards if you're interested in participating for that. And I know that Reverend Julianne has some announcements also today. So Julianne, are you there with your announcements for Interfaith?
The one thing I would like to do is to invite everybody at noon to join in on our Interfaith Community Zoom, which you can find on our website, as well as in our newsletter. And at noon, it is with Dr. Danita Applewhite. And she will have a discussion and guest speakers that will be truly helpful. And I would appreciate it for those of you that have any issues getting in, just look at our newsletter or our website and you can click on it and be there. I also want to tell everybody from Interfaith that we will be in person, in Payson. We affirm it is so on Sunday. And of course, we will still be available on Zoom. I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to share in person, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. And thank you very much, Betty. You do a wonderful job at this.
Thank you. It's about rolling with the punches. You know.
Amen.
And thanks, Reverend Julianne. And now Reverend Neil has PS for us.
Just a couple of things. For those of you who are here in person, we look forward afterwards to socialize and getting to connect with each other a little bit. And Mona has volunteered to kind of head up our hospitality. So there's some snacks back there and coffee available. And thanks to you, Mona, for that. However, we do need some help with that. If you are willing to provide the snacks for Home Week, come see Mona. She will use your energy and your assistance, I'm sure. So that's one thing. Number two, the 8th of September is Unity Worldwide Day of Prayer. And we will have an event here to coincide with that. That is an online experience, and you can be part of that wherever you are. But on the 8th at 6:30 or 7, we haven't finalized the time. We will meet here when we can see what's happening at the Unity World Day of Prayer as they get to the closing time of that, and we'll have our own time to be together around World Day of Prayer. So kind of reserve that time, and we'll get you all the details soon. One other thing, at the end, close to the end of the month, on either the 3rd or the 4th Wednesday, we will begin a new members class. And if you are interested in that, please talk to me. And I know there are a number of people, 6 or 7, that have expressed interest, and it should be a wonderful class. Or if you'd just like to review that information about kind of what Unity is all about and what our focus is at Unity of Payson. I hope you'll be able to join us for that. Again, details to come. And I think that's all I've got. Time for us to close our service with the peace song. If you're here in person, let's see if we can gather around and connect with each other by holding hands and being together. And then those of you who are with us online, join us in the peace song and then the prayer for protection afterward. And now the prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God is over us. I am present wherever we are. God is, and all is well. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you soon again at the